So in the last class, I have shown you how to work on the performance issues on one of the performance issues what we had, right? So we had that CPU bound query, and it was taking quite a bit of time on a mission with low CPUs, and it was running okay on the mission Azure VMs with good CPUs. Like I have 16 VCores there, so it was performing well. And it took some time when it comes to two VCores. So, but the only challenging part is how about the laptop and my managed instance configuration? So on managed instance, I have 4 vCores, and on my laptop, I have 4 vCores, but still my laptop performed well better than the managed instance. I don't know the reason behind that. I tried a lot to see where the issue is, but I couldn't find out. So that is one thing that is pending. If I get a chance, I will try to find out where the problem is. I didn't try much. I have to try a lot on that. And how many of you are aware of parallelism here? We didn't discuss parallelism on that day, so we have to discuss something on that. SQL Server parallelism. I know you might have heard about at least the term parallelism, right?
Yes, Vamshi, Irfan here.
Yeah.
Like max stop and cost threshold of parallelism, right?
Yes. Cast threshold for parallelism and max stop. Let me start one thing. I think I will connect to the server. This is the machine. Okay, I started it. Anyone aware of? Okay, let me show you one thing and then I'll start rather than talking like this. So I posted a question in our group asking how to migrate a TDE enabled database to Azure Managed Instance. Anyone who wants to give a try? I mean, if you are aware of the answer, how to migrate. Did I start the recording? Yes. How to migrate a TDE enabled database from on-premises onto Azure Managed Instance. Remember, guys, we don't have access to the operating system. How will you copy the private key and the certificates over there? How can you do that? That is the challenge here.
So Vamsi, we need to copy those two into our storage account in Azure, right? Before we do anything.
Okay. Usually we will think from that perspective. I'm not saying your answer is wrong. That's how we will think. So if you are doing with backup and restore, yes, whatever you are saying is right. You have to copy it to your storage account and then we have to copy it back again. But the thing is, we don't have the operating system, right? Like how we can copy that then?
No, the storage account in Azure
Okay,
portal, right? I mean,
yes, you can copy it from your on-premises to storage account like this. For example, if I go to my storage accounts, I can place my private key and that certificate here. I can upload something to here, but from here I have to get it only the private key and certificate, right? So onto my MI. How will I do that? This class will be very interesting, guys, because none of the topics, I mean, most of the topics what I'm showing are not there on the internet, especially this part, how to migrate a TD enabled database to.
So this is my guess, Vamsi. I may be wrong here.
It's fine. Go ahead.
So once we store the certificates in the storage account, while restoring it, the databases in MI, right? We need to before that we need to manually attach them into a SQL server, right? I'm thinking maybe I need to double check it.
Yeah, any other answers, guys? Like I have shown you many techniques, right? I have shown you LRS, I've shown you Azure Managed Instance Link, Data Studio, DMS. Inside the Data Studio, we went through self-hosted integration runtime, blob storage, DMS. Also, I've shown you 3 techniques: offline, online, all those things, right? Will any of those techniques will directly copy a TDE database from on-premises to MI? Just a try. I mean, you can just give it a try.
No,
if you are aware.
Here not. So on-premise is different, MI is different.
Yeah.
So if it is MI configured in instance level, means in TD encryption. So by default, if we restore database from automatically, it will come automatically enable TDE. So if not enabled, we can enable alter database set encryption on. Go alter command, it will
No.
work.
My question is, listen to the question again. We have the TDE enabled database. Okay, let me just wait for this to pop up. So once we have the TDE enabled database on premises, right? If you wanted to move this database to another VM, imagine to another VM like Azure VM, it is possible because I can copy the files from the operating system and I can copy them to the back to the original target operating system. But here the challenge is we don't have access to the operating system. On managed instance, I have only SQL Server. That's it. I don't have access to the operating system. So how will I copy those files?
Using CMK, customer managed key.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bams.
Yeah.
Why, since we know that, I don't know, just like the other person said, since we know that by default, every database will already be encrypted in MI, why not just migrate it? And the moment you restore it, it will automatically be encrypted. Why would you want to? You can disable the TDE and just migrate it, and then it's going to be encrypted in MI. That is just my thought.
Yes, you are right. So there is only one document on entire internet. Even this is the official Microsoft documentation page. Okay, so they are saying we have to, if you want to carry your own encryption, if you want to carry your own encryption from your on-premises to Azure Managed Instance, then we have to make use of this tool, PVK2PFX. This is the tool, and we need Windows PowerShell 5.0 to be installed on that server. And this is the procedure to carry out the stuff. Okay, this is not an easy task, guys. So we have to follow this documentation if and only if you want to carry your own encryption stuff from on-premises to Azure Managed Instance. As Romeo said, by default on MI, all our databases would get encrypted by service managed key. But still, if you want to leverage this functionality, this is the stuff what they are showing. Okay, so this is the documentation. My question is, we already made use of so many tools like LRS, all these techniques, right? Migration techniques. Will those migration techniques will carry this certificate and private key along with them when we are restoring the TDE enabled database? That is my question.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it won't. It won't, I guess.
Okay,
Because you need to have
just
certificate. Without certificate, how?
let's quickly perform one task and let's see how it looks. Okay.
And
So
if
I
you have
can
to go with this, it means you have to create a vault to store the keys and certificate, right?
let's see that in action rather than assumptions. So I have this let's treat this as on-premises, guys, as we deleted that on-premises stuff. So I'm using Azure VM as on-premises for the moment. So this is a database TDE test what I have created. Let me show you whether it is encrypted or not. Select name, comma, is encrypted from sys.databases. So that is my query. And as you can see, TDE test is being encrypted. So I have my encryption on this database. So I want to carry this database from IaaS or from on-premises to Azure Managed Instance. So I will try to make use of LRS first, and I will show you. So hope you are aware of LRS. I hope you remember the LRS topics, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so for LRS, we need to run only via PowerShell. It won't accept any other stuff. We have to carry it via PowerShell. And these are the two commands. So let me show you that LRS stuff. I have to go to the storage account and I have to go to the containers. Okay, and I have to choose my container what I've created. So I've just created a file name, a container by name DMS backups, and I've just placed one full backup here. Just a backup, nothing else. Okay, when it comes to permissions, as you know, I have to grant read and list permissions for the LRS, and I have to ensure that this timing window should not get expired. So I am well within that time window. So I'm clicking on generate SaaS token and URL. So this is my stuff. So I have to copy this URL to my PowerShell command. Okay, so I'll just replace this. This one. Okay, and that's enough. So I'm just going with auto complete, guys. I don't want the other one, continuous mode. I'm just using auto complete mode for LRS. Okay, just run this from PowerShell command and see what happens. Would it pick my certificate? I mean, will it be able to export this or not? Because any of the techniques, what Microsoft is saying, they didn't talk anything about this migrating the TDE databases. So I am curious to see whether it works or not. That's the reason. Let's wait for it.
Can you share us the script?
Oh, Romeo,
The
you
text
asked
file?
me, right? Yeah, I will definitely, man. I forgot that. Sorry. Let's wait. If you want to track the migration, we can track the migration from this command. I mean, progress, monitor the progress. We don't have tools. Okay, it's completed because it's just a simple database. So this got migrated. It didn't come up with any errors, although we have TD over there. Okay, let's check whether the database is there. Yes, it got created. TDE test. Let's check whether the encryption is there on target. This is my target. MI is my target. So let's check that part. So as you can see, it's being encrypted. So if you want to migrate your encrypted databases, if you want to leverage the same functionality, okay, again, I'm saying it's a clause. If you don't want, it's okay, fine. You can just remove the database from encryption, carry that to the target, MI or Azure SQL, in our case, MI, and then encrypt it. Because by default, we have two types of encryption for MI, CMK, service managed key, sorry, SMK, and customer managed key, CMK. So if you want to carry that from on-premises along with encryption, you can make use of LRS, you can make use of DMS, you can make use of Azure Data Studio. Every technique, whatever what we discussed, is working fine. I just tested it out and it is working fine properly. So you don't need to do all those stuff. You should perform these steps only if you are doing a kind of backup restore, like the regular backup and restore. If you wanted to do that, you can carry all this stuff, the steps what they are showing.
Question here.
Yeah.
So how are you sure that this encryption is customer managed? Because it might still work if during the moment of restore, it drops the encryption that is on-prem and it encrypts it with a MI encryption. So how do you know that this encryption is customer managed?
As of now, I don't have that stuff with me. So I still need to work on that part. Like your question is like this, I understood.
Yeah, because at this point, it might be that maybe during the transition, it drops the CMK and it goes with the Azure encryption key.
Where is my database? Transparent data encryption. As of now, it is with my service managed key. Okay. But if you see on target also, it is showing it as it is being encrypted. But the question from your end is, how can I know that I am using the certificates or the keys, whatever what I have on from on-premises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, I need to test again, because I just tested out whether our migration tools are working fine if we are making use of these tools. I just tested that part. But if you wanted to see whether it is internally using them or not, again, I have to perform a deep dive. As of now, I don't know. Okay, so it is showing service managed key and custom managed key at the moment. I just wanted to show that, okay, the techniques what I've shown is working fine. That's it. I don't want to talk further on that.
It's good, but it's ambiguous, right? And you understand with me.
Yeah.
It's
I
ambiguous
got it.
because you don't know if,
Vamsi,
because at the end of the day, it's still going to be encrypted.
Someone was raising something. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Vamsi. So, I mean, I do not have a MI to check. So, can you just once check in MI, like what is the name of the encryption key with the default one? I mean, we have one sysdmv, right? I believe it's sys dot encryption key something. So, what is the name of the
Okay.
default?
Let's do that. Let's check that DMV first on.
Yep, that's
on
the one. Yeah.
Source first. And let's go here. It will. I think we need to join few DMVs to get that entire information, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's test this DMV here and see what it shows. So we wanted to test it at PFX and all. We have to test that part. I didn't test it. We are coming from Windows software development kit tool. So I have to test that part. Let's check that query if you want. I will check that sysdm database encryption keys, right? 1 second. TDE. I think at the bottom we will have something. Backup. I don't have here. And if you have that query, just pass that here under my chat. I will run that query and see what it is using. Okay. Let's move on.
Vamshi,
Yeah.
yeah. As you restore now, is it encrypted or just it's not encrypted now?
It is showing as encrypted on MI. I am on MI. Let me show you that part. It is MI test SRV. This is my MI managed instance. So this is the database what I just restored. Okay, so it is showing as encrypted on MI. Let's run this query. This is what I'm getting. Sorry, guys. I have cough today. Okay, let's copy this one.
Vamsi, couple of questions, Vamsi.
1 second.
Sure.
I'll mute myself. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question was, Vamsi, so this LRS and as well as DMS, right? Will it work with third-party encryption tools, or it's just native
Third-party
TDE?
encryption? I don't know. I don't have that information with me.
Okay.
It might or might not, because I didn't work on it, so I cannot say.
Okay.
It is not showing anything, Vinod. Swapnil. Let me go with Vinod's query.
Okay. So the other question that I have is, now that you restored the database, right, from on-premise to MI, right?
Yeah.
So it is working, right?
Yeah.
What if we wanted to take a backup from here and then put it back to where it was before, right? Like another on-prem, right? With the latest version of SQL Server. So will that work?
It will work only if you are on 2022.
Okay.
The backup and restore, backup from MI restored to on-premises is allowed only from SQL Server 2022.
Okay. Okay.
Any version lesser than that, it's not working.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, traditional backup.
Okay. Vamsi, I just now pasted one query. So would it be possible to run this query and see like?
Yeah, sure. So this one, right? The last one.
Right.
Hope I got the entire query.
Right. Oh yeah, I think so.
Let's test on source first. I think it will show us completed or something. So encrypted, yeah. It will not show that stuff what you are looking at. I know that. Anyways, I'm just letting you know that the tools what Microsoft is saying, those techniques, migration techniques are working fine, even with encrypted. But as Romeo asked, we need to figure out whether it is really using the certificates what we made use of in our on-premises. That part we have to check. And for that, I think we have to where is it? Migrating. We have to check this one, this entire stuff what they are saying. They have given some steps, so we have to check that steps and see if it is really working fine or not. As of now, I just tested with the tools and it is allowing us to carry forward. It is not throwing any errors. That's the first thing. Second thing is
Vamshi, I have one question. We have 3-4 databases in on-premises, and we have one SMK in on-premises. The same SMK, it will work in MI.
See, in on-premises, it doesn't matter how many databases you have. So it will be one service master key that is going to encrypt all our, no, not service master key, it's a database master key, right? Database master key. I mean to say, let me show you that part if you are getting confused.
Can you briefly explain CMK and SMK, DMK?
1 second, I will let you know. Select star from sys.symmetric keys. Master, if you open this part, symmetric keys, I have service master key. This service master key would get installed once you install the SQL server. This comes automatically. You don't need to create service master key. But for the database encryption, especially the TDE, we should use database master key. We have to create database master key. If you see this creation dates, I have created it yesterday. Okay, so 2022-10-02. So I have created this database master key yesterday, and this database master key will encrypt the certificate whatever what you are going to use for TDE. So select star from sys.certificates. So this is the hierarchy. Like certificate will be encrypted by database master key. This certificate will be encrypted by this part, database master key, and database master key will be encrypted by service master key. So service master key, it will come automatically at the time of installation, whereas database master key, you have to create it before you are going to perform encryption on any of the user databases.
So with the help of one SMK, we can create multiple DM for each DB.
Yeah, one database master key, not SMK, database master key. Okay, you should be very precise. It's not SMK, it is database master key is what needed for our TDE.
Yeah, each database for each DMK we need to create, correct?
Okay, if you want the steps, okay, let me show you one. TDE, right? TDE SQL Server. So as you can see, if you see service master key, okay, inside the master database, I have the database master key and certificate, like just what we have seen. And inside the user database, this is the one, encryption key is the one what is allowing us to perform this thing. So if you follow this hierarchy carefully, okay, see this diagram, that itself will help you to understand. Service master key at the top, and then database master key at the master database, inside the master database, and it is encrypting the certificate. And finally, user database key will be encrypted by this certificate. So first thing is we have to create database master key and then the certificate, and inside the database, if you see, we have to create this step for all the databases. So if you watch it carefully, how we are performing this, create database encryption key with algorithm, encryption by server certificate TDE cert, means this one, this guy, right? So this certificate, TDE certificate, will create only one certificate inside the master database. That's it. Same certificate will be used by all user databases. If I have one more user database, the same diagram will replicate here. The same certificate will encrypt that user database also. That is the hierarchy.
Okay, DMK is the only one, and
Yes. Certificate is also
one.
one. If you want, you can have multiple certificates. That is your wish, but usually hierarchy is like this.
Okay, got it.
Let's move on. I wanted to talk about that performance issue, what we had on that day. Let me show you that part. How many of you are joined only for this session? Because on Friday I took one session, so I just wanted to know, like, for the people who are just here, they might feel a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. I wanted to show you one more thing. That's the reason. Where is that code? Ostress, yeah. So I'm running one code here on my MI, and on that day it took 1 minute 29 seconds, right? So I have just written the time window also. So I just wanted to run it one more time. Conversion. I have few questions for you guys. It will be very interesting, believe me. Just give me a few seconds. I'll just zoom this a bit. 28. Okay, I'm running this on MI. MI is my target. Okay. Oh, sorry. CD program file, CD. I'm using Ostress, so I have to go into that location. So the load is happening now. As you can see, if you want, I can show you that part. We are already there, right? We can use that one. SP who is active. Okay, I'm running SP who is active only. We have the other queries also, but I'm using this one. As you can see, most of them are 20 sessions. I ran 20 sessions from that Ostress tool. So 20 sessions are running now, and it is consuming some CPU. And we have already observed the wait stats. Most of them are waiting for the CPU because the wait stats were showing SOS scheduler yield, right? And most of them are in runnable state. So it is taking 1 minute 29 seconds or something like that for its completion, right? So if I want to speed this up, what should I do? See, this is what I'm saying, status as runnable. And the last wait type will be SOS scheduler yield. I cannot, it's not showing from here. We can check that part from select system exec request. So what should I do for this query to speed up? Imagine this is a query that will be used quite a lot in your production workload, and you want to speed this up. For 20 sessions, it is taking 1 minute something, right? So what can I do to speed this up?
So you need to kill the other processes where it is consuming more CPU.
No, I cannot kill, right? This is my query. I have to run this query and I have to make this as faster.
Change the max stop.
Okay, I will come to that max stop, and I have to know how good you are with performance now. Okay, it got completed, and if you can see, it took 1 minute 31 seconds for its completion. Okay, let's go to the execution plan and see how it looks. This is the one, query store, top resource consuming queries. Okay, so most of them are waiting on CPU. This is the query, guys. So if you see the execution plan, of course, this is estimated. Even the real execution, actual execution plan looks similar because I have not created any mismatch like indexes, stats, fragmentation. They look one at the same. There are no problems with that. If you see here, why it is not going for parallel plan, why it is going for serial? First question. There are so many questions that I'm going to ask. It is all up to you guys to answer. First thing is cost threshold for parallelism. Someone said cost threshold for parallelism. Okay, so how will you find out the cost threshold for parallelism? As we know, we should go to the properties and we can check from advanced. So it is, as of now, it is 5. So what is the cost for this query? How can I find cost for this query? For this query, how can I check cost?
Click on like hover your mouse to the select first
Yes.
operator.
Yeah. So it is saying estimated subtree cost as 89.3. So it is way beyond that 5 value, right? 5 is nowhere matching up with 89. Means it has crossed that 5. The cost has crossed that 5. Definitely it should go for parallelism, but this query is not going for parallelism. Do you know why?
Did you use like any option into the query?
Let me show that query, guys. For the others who are not familiar with parallelism and all, just wait. I will try to answer your questions, but first I wanted to shoot some questions, so that's the reason. This is the query what I made use of. Nothing, a simple loop. So it is looping something like 0 less than 1. Okay, and I'm running this query for 20 times. I don't have any functions or something like that. So my first question is, why this query, even though the cost is 89, why it is not going for parallelism? Why it is going for serial?
We need to use some hints.
No, why should I use hints? Okay, if someone is saying to use hints, okay, let's check that part. What hint should I make use of?
Option max DOP1.
Okay, it's already going for maxed up 1 only. It is nothing but maxed up 1, right?
Yes,
So
yes, exactly.
if you want, I will use max.4. Okay, so let me go here. I'll just fetch that query for you guys and let's see that action in action. So this is the query, right? Copy this. AdventureWorks 2017 new query. And I will remove this variable. I will put include actual execution plan. Okay, so this is the query what I'm using. So I'm running this now. So usually it takes 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, it took 1 second now. So even here, if I go, it is not going for parallelism. And someone is asking me to pass on the hints, right? So what should I make use of? Option max.4, something like this.
Max stop here.
Okay, so I will keep this. Where should I use this query?
At
At the
end,
last, right?
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and let's run this. So it took just 1 second again, but again, it is not going for parallelism.
We can increase cost threshold of parallelism from 5 to 50.
That's what I'm saying. 5 itself is very minimal. Okay, so it has to go for parallelism. There is no need for increasing the cost.
What is wrong?
Any database level setting?
Database level configuration, max DOP.
Okay, let me show you that part. I didn't change any settings, but still good options because those are the things that I would like to check. Cardinality estimation DOP is 0. Max DOP is 0 means how many cores what I have, it will make use of the same. So I have 4 cores. Sorry, 4 cores for my MI. So it is 0 only. I didn't change anything over there. Any other reasons? So I want, yeah,
index scan is happening.
that is fine. Whether it is index, scan, seek, doesn't matter. Why it is not going for parallelism? That is my question. How will you find out it is not going for parallelism? First of all, when you use table value, yes, I am not using any table valued functions here, Anup. So it's just a simple query.
So maybe Vamsi, something in the query is forcing a serial execution of it.
Yeah. So how will you find that part? That is my question. You are there, people, but I wanted to know the reason why it is stopping. How will you find the reason? That is my question. Next question.
Vamsi, can you just go to one the property
we have used implicit conversion. It's a float value, right? Why we have kept that float?
Because the values are so big here. If you see the results, it is like this. So if I don't convert, it will get arithmetic overflow error.
So implicit conversion also causing the issue.
Implicit conversion. Okay, that's fine. I will keep this in my head. Any other things? I think Patel.
We
Chetan
can use
no max
with max
yeah.
doc equals to 4.
Yeah, that's
bracket.
what I used. It's the same thing what I'm using. So how? Okay,
so
this
Vamsi,
is yeah.
Can you please show me once the property of your select? Sorry, in the execution plan, yeah.
Okay, where should I go?
Sorry, go to the properties.
Okay, properties.
I just wanted to have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see the degree of parallelism as 0.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. For the database, for this database, degree of parallelism is 0. Okay, means I have 4 cores. I have to use all those 4 cores. See, this is the same thing. You don't need to go up to this level.
Vamsi, like what if we like cost of threshold parallelism to 50, right?
Okay, see, my if you observe that, if you understand the topic correctly, if it will go for parallelism, if it costs more than 5, right? What is the base cost here? Minimum cost is 5. If it crosses this limit 5, it has to go for parallelism. 5 is the base minimum cost. My cost is 89. It's way far ahead than 5. It has to go for parallelism. Let me grab one more query, guys, and I will show you. For example, let's pick this guy. Like, okay, let's pick this guy. I don't know, some query is there. Let's pick this part and let's run this and see if that query is going for parallelism or not. Same managed instance, nothing difference. Okay, so I'm running this query. I got the results. I should have turned on the execution plan. And it is going for parallelism, right? See the cost. Cost is 83.1. So just it is way ahead than 5, right? 5 is way less, and 83 is the total cost here. Definitely it is going for parallelism. It has to, even my query has to go for parallelism.
Can go back to the query, the previous query.
Okay.
You use like operator, right? Within brackets, can keep it the percentage of
No,
zero before.
it's already went for parallelism. My question is this query, which is having the cost of 83, it went for parallelism. Okay, I didn't use any clauses here like option maxed up, something like that. By default, by nature, it went for parallelism. But here, even though I'm passing maxed up 4, and even though my cost is 89, which is far ahead than 5, why it is not going for parallelism? That is my question.
Order by you.
Order by is you can add order by here also. So if you want, I will say order by here also.
Let's try.
Okay, so I'm just doing the same thing. So parallelism is there. This not matter.
Vamshi,
Yeah.
What's the degree of parallelism in the other query in the properties?
Okay, if you want, I will check that part. Properties. So
Yeah.
max top is 4.
Okay, so Vamshi, I may be right or wrong. Maybe that query is
Memory
using
grant info.
all the
Can you go to
processes.
memory?
No, I'm stopping you guys. It's okay. I will let you know. So first of all, you should know. I think Anup has given some close answer. I will say okay. First of all, you should know why it is not going for parallelism. So how will you check that part? That is my question, right? Why
Can
this
check
query?
in memory grant
No,
info, like why it's not there.
no, not from memory grant info.
In execution plan itself, we should get to know, right?
Yes.
If it is a using any parallelism, yes.
Yeah.
And that is when you are going for the IO operation, let's say tables kind of something. It is it can. I mean, there are some as for Oracle I'm talking about.
Okay,
but if you go for
that is
scan,
different. Chetan, you are coming to the point.
No, I mean, it
is,
could be
yeah.
same, right, Vamsi? You cannot always deny the fact that it is the database. Right?
I will let
if
you know. I will let you know.
If it's an Oracle, if I'm talking in perspective Oracle, you're always denying that. That should not be happen, right? That should not happen. You should not always deny that straight away. I'm just talking sometimes logical, right?
Yeah,
it's not always illogical.
I will tell you one thing. Because our Oracle is rule based optimizer, but SQL Server is cost based optimizer.
No. Just ruled it out.
Yeah.
The Oracle had been using rule in 7i, 8i days. It's been a CBO since 9i. So it's always there are heuristic rule. And if you compare Oracle optimizer is way ahead than SQL Server.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what my observation is.
Obviously. Yeah.
So no, I'm not going into that one. But there are some other ways like.
Yeah, I will let you know. I will let you know why it is not going. So you have to, my question is why it is not going and where will you check? That is my question, and what is stopping us? So that is what I'm going to answer here. Go to the select. Okay, go to select. And someone said properties. I thought he would answer, but unfortunately he didn't check that part. If you select that part, okay, so here there is something called as non-parallel reason. So it is saying I'm not going to parallel plan, and I have a reason for you. What is that reason? It is saying T-SQL user-defined functions not parallelizable. So if you don't want to get this information from here, you can do one thing. Go to the execution plan, XML execution plan, and go here, and straight away there is one clause by name degree of parallelism 0, and why it is stopping to go for parallelism. So it is clearly written here. This is the reason. T-SQL user-defined functions is not allowing us to go this operation to parallel. So these are called as parallelism inhibitors. Okay, so these are called as parallelism inhibitors, and there are so many things that will stop you to go for parallelism. Even though the cost is less, even though if you use max stop, whatever the hints what you use doesn't matter. It will not allow you to go for parallelism. If you have parallelism inhibitor operators, there are few things that will stop you to go for parallelism. So one among them is T-SQL user-defined functions. What is this? Here are few articles why queries goes. Yeah, why queries goes parallel, and what I'm saying is why queries are not going for parallel. Okay, so this is one reason.
I've written that wrong.
Yeah.
That is for serial. Why the query goes serial? So there are user-defined functions.
So let me open this for you. So we have to talk about these things. Okay, this is not coming here. We have parallelism inhibitors. So let me show you that part. There are so many inhibitors that will stop you. If you want a list, I will talk about this, but my intention is I wanted to talk these kind of performance issues in my Azure SQL. So MI, I cannot bear the expenses. So that's why I'm stopping MI with performance stuff. But in Azure SQL, it is not costly. So definitely I will show you the best with respect to performance tuning, because I just stopped you till now only because I know there are few gaps, and I wanted to cover those gaps, and I can do this only with Azure SQL, not with MI, guys. I'm sorry, I cannot bear the expenses. That's the only reason. Okay. So I will talk about this parallelism, and I have plenty of demos. I'm preparing plenty of demos these 5 days. I'm going to take break for these 5 days, and I'm going to come up with real-time issues to show you up the different issues, like one what we are discussing, why the queries are not going for parallelism. You should know, right? So like this, I'm going to talk about in my Azure classes. So I want to be as close as possible to the real time with so many performance issues. Okay, let's move on. Any questions? I know we didn't discuss about parallelism, and if I talk parallelism inhibitors even for the experienced people, it is difficult to understand. So there are so much stuff that I need to talk, but I'm just showing you that have this passion, and I will definitely show in my Azure SQL classes. Keep that with you. Okay, let's move on. And I have one more query with me, performance thing. I'll just show you, and you as a DBA should help me with the right answer. Okay, I'm going to carry one more workload, and this time you have to tell me where the problem is. Got it right? At least you understood why it is stopping from going to parallelism. There is something called as parallelism inhibitors. Guys, please respond. Otherwise, I will not be able to.
Once you can go back to the properties and show it to that option.
Very clear.
Yeah. I will not use properties, guys. It's always best if you want to be good at performance tuning, you have to have knowledge with XML like this. But anyways, since you asked, I will show you. So go to the properties, select, and straight away you will see this thing, T-SQL user define something, like why it is not able to go for parallelism. Here, if you see the properties, there is no such clause, right? Since it went for parallelism, it is not showing. If it is not going for parallelism, it will show up that. And I think this is there from 2014 or 2016. 2016, I guess. I'm not sure. I have to check that version part. I think from 2016, if I'm not wrong, or 2012. I need to double check, guys. I'm not sure with the version. Before that, we don't know why it is going for parallelism, but from 2014 or 2012, I am not sure. From that version, they are giving the reasons why it is not going. Okay, let's move on, and I have to show you the other workload. Is it interesting or okay?
Interesting ones.
Okay, so I have one more workload now. Okay, so I have created some demos, and I will show you how it looks now. And you, as a DBA, have to improve the performance of one of the queries. It's a insert statement. It's not select statement. It's a insert statement, and you have to help me to speed up that insert statement DML operation. Okay, so let's do that. One second, guys. I have to check the functionality. I have two queries with me, so okay. So first, I'm going to run this workload. Okay, I'll show you the table first, and I have to give you some glance how it looks. Let me minimize this and let me go here. Tables. What is the table? It is sales.order rating. Okay. Sales.order rating. This is the table, guys. Sales.order rating. So it is how it looks. So I have some orders here. I'm going to place some orders. So order rating ID, sales order ID, and the date, some ratings, and some comments. That's it. These are the columns what I have. And if I show up the indexes, just to show you. It doesn't have any indexes. Okay, so I have questions with this, but at the moment we don't have any indexes. Okay, I'm running the workload now, so I have to change. I have to get this command first. Edit and start the query now. I'll make this 30. And I will show you the weights. Okay, so I'll run this here. So as of now, we don't have any sessions. By default, there will be one session with this target TVF guys on MI and Azure SQL. So it is related to extended events. So I will just skip that session. er.session ID not equal to 70 and not my session ID. So I should get 30 session IDs because I'm launching 30 spits at one shot. Go. So nothing is there. So I'm running the query now. Let's go. And where is the workload? Here is the workload. So it is running now. So let's check the wait stats and on what wait type it is waiting.
Right log.
Right log. So
It's
all of
right.
my
Transaction log it
sessions, all of my sessions went into suspended state and it is waiting for write log. It is showing write log. So now let's wait for it to get completed, and you as a DBA should help me to speed up this query.
Can
Okay.
you check this auto grow on transaction log?
Auto growth on the transaction log. Okay. First thing, let's troubleshoot from the scratch. This is my database, auto growth, and this is general purpose. You have to remember that. So this is general purpose means it will be on remote storage. Okay. I'm just giving you a hint, and it is going by 64 MB. As you can see, this is 64 MB up to 2 terabytes max size.
So we need to change.
You need to change this. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, I will take this next. Any other things? Okay, it's done now. So it took how many minutes? Like 51 seconds. 51 seconds. So just to perform 500 rows from 30 sessions, it took 51 seconds. Again, I'm repeating, 500 rows, 30 sessions are running parallelly, and it took 51 seconds. So what should I do to improve this performance? So first suggestion is to set the log file thing. Any other suggestions?
We'll check the plan for the query.
Guys, please talk. This is because these are all real-time issues. We are almost dealing like with real-time stuff. So you have to be, you have to represent yourself.
You want to check the plan for the, yeah. Vamsi, you want to check the plan for
Vamsi, let's check the plan.
Okay, yes. Plan for this. Okay, so let me go to the query store and let's check this. I can check from here since I enabled the monitoring, right? Where can I check? We have to discuss about monitoring also. I didn't get time to talk about that. So where can I check the monitoring? Yeah, no, go ahead.
You just do an estimated plan.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. My question is, we have the monitoring in place. Let's go to the monitoring, and I have created the workspace. So I can get that information, the top queries, everything from this monitoring section also. So this is my MI. So if I go here, okay, I have the database with me, that AdventureWorks. And if you see, most of them as of now it is showing CPU memory, but it has to show up the write write log. It has to show up the write log also, but it will take some time because we just completed that query. So it will appear here for sure. What we have to wait. So we can get that information from here also. So from where we are getting this information what I'm showing right now, this information is being pulled from query store. Okay, and they are showing it in a graphical manner. That's the beauty of monitoring, Azure monitoring. Let's wait, it will take some time. So
Vamsi, there is one more thing we can do. Since you told it's a version less and a new server, So Microsoft introduced one new DMV, sys.last query plan stats something. So it is going to save the close to actual execution plan of the last query. I mean, we can see that. I forgot the actual DMV, but
Yes.
it's there with the new version.
That is fine.
Last actual plan something.
Okay. So forget about the execution plans for a moment. So what should I do? I just wanted to know the suggestions from you. So first suggestion is to tweak the log file settings from 64 MB to something else. That is one suggestion what I got. What else can I do? Close the rest of
Indexes
this.
we'll have to check because it is a heap table right now. So when you do an insert,
okay.
So will it we have a plan.
So
need to create indexes.
So do you think indexes will improve the performance on that table?
No.
Yes.
Heap
No.
For inserts. For inserts.
Insert, I think index will be useful.
No.
Okay, I will keep them aside. Any other suggestions?
Index won't be useful.
No, index won't work for inserts.
Insert, yeah.
Only for
Definitely it's
selection purpose
going to
only.
impact the performance because it has to write an index pages as well. So it's going to take some more time. So it's not recommended.
Okay, what else will you suggest?
Vamsi, in what condition the data is getting loaded? It's just a simple insert or how?
Yeah, I will show you that insert statement so that you can understand. So I'm just doing a while loop and I'm just doing it insert into table name. That's it, nothing else. 500 rows with 30 sessions in parallel from Ostress. So this is the statement and we got the write log write logs as the wait type and it took 51 seconds. So let's try to change this from 64 MB. Someone said we have to tweak the log file. So what should you want me to do apart from creating the indexes, because indexes is not the right answer in this case. So yeah.
You want to fix it to a bigger level, say file should be 1 GB or something.
So you want to pre-allocate the data file size, log file size and
Log
set it
file,
to what should I keep here for auto growth? 512?
Yeah,
256. Let's go with 256 for the moment. And you want me to pre-allocate this. For example, I will say 1 GB.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Okay. And now again, I'm going to launch the same workload and see if that improves our performance. So it took 51 seconds last time. And let's see that again. Sorry. It's running now. Let's check the workload. Where is that workload query? Oh, I deleted this. Okay, SP who is active is there. So that is also fine. If you see again, I'm having the write log.
Is parallelism working?
Hello.
Parallelism is not a concept in this case, guys. Of course,
Yeah,
if you insert
can you
parallelly,
give me a call after some time? I'm in a meeting. Is that fine?
Okay. So what else you can do it? Okay, it got completed, but I could see some improvement definitely. Let's see that how it got improved. From 51 seconds, we got to 26 seconds. See, just a small setting of pre-allocating the log file growth and improving the allocating the size, initial size. So we got some good results, or at least we came back from 51 seconds to 26 seconds. Now, just for 500 rows, I should not want to wait even for 26 seconds. I want something like 1 or 2 seconds. So what will you recommend now? Any other suggestions? So many people here. So if anyone interested, they can talk. So I want the improvement with performance, guys. These are performance tuning stuff.
Instance file initialization is there,
Is
right?
not applicable for log files, and MI doesn't support instant file initialization also. Yeah, I mean, those are valid things, but here that is not applicable.
Vamsi, will tab lock help?
Good point. With tab lock, so with tab lock might improve. Just let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. What is wrong in that? Insert into table name here. Okay. With tab lock. So I will save this first and I will run again. It's in progress, and let's check the wait type. You will see some. Okay, now tab lock, it went for locks. Okay, from write log, it changed it to another wait type, but still it is running. Let's wait for it. 30 sessions. Now it came back to 14. It is running. Still running. It doesn't make much difference with tab lock. Looks like it will take another 5 seconds or 10 seconds, perhaps.
You want to change the recovery mode because
No, we can't change the recovery model on MI. Okay. Yeah.
Let's try something else.
That to 500 records.
See, blocking is there. Blocking is there. So I don't want tab lock. So I'm removing the tab lock, and we are getting some errors also. So I'm stopping this. Control C. I'm removing that tab lock. Any other suggestions, guys?
She set no count on.
Doesn't make much difference here. Of course, I cannot ignore that.
It's like a cursor, right? So it's doing one.
Yeah. Okay, I will do one more thing, guys. I will not show you the answer, but I have one more query with me. So I'm going to run this query now. Okay, so I'm running this again. I will make this to 30 and see how it runs. Same query. Okay, same query, but I have done some small change to the query and it runs super fastly. I will show you. So I just want you guys to guess that. If not, I will let you know. Let me change to 30, and let's wait for it.
Are you using any order of the columns or how?
No, I'm not using any order. Completed 3 seconds. From 51 seconds, we got to 26 seconds, and from 26 seconds, I got to 3 seconds. What I have done?
For the while, so while that statement, you change that while to something else.
While what is that? What should I change here? Let me open here for you. What can I change here? You have seen this from 51 seconds to 26 and from 26 to 3 seconds.
So you want to add one by one, right? Like just increase one at a time. So
I didn't get you.
This is just 500.
Okay. I will reveal the answer. Okay. I'll let you know. So what I have done is, remember this, when you have a problem with inserts, DMLs, insert especially. Okay. So just compare these two, you will come to know the answer. Okay. This is the good one, the right side, and the left side is the bad one. I'll compare both of them and I will show you what I have done. Okay. Did you notice anything here? The right one and the left one? Any difference?
Begin transaction. Begin transaction and commit transaction.
Yes. Okay. So if you are doing, I think it is Ashraf, or I forgot. So yeah. So if you are performing this kind of inserts, okay, it has to log each and every time. But if you are doing it in a transaction, inside one transaction, there will be only single commit for this entire log file, guys. So all the records, whatever that is getting inserted into the log file, because it has to follow the write log approach, right? I mean, ACID properties, it has to follow, obey the ACID properties, and it has to follow that write ahead log. So when you are doing the commit,
But the table will be locked for the entire transaction.
It will be locked, but if you are doing this in chunks, okay, if you are doing something like this, it is advisable to carry out the transactions like this only.
What if someone is trying to do a select during your nodes?
We can do that also, but this suggestion is not from my end, guys. This suggestion is from Microsoft. I am not suggesting you. So if you are having some kind of issues with inserts, if your inserts are slow, okay, and if you want that inserts to be faster, you can think about this solution. I'm just showing you the solution. I'm not discussing the scenarios again. Okay, it depends from situation to situation. As someone said, how about the blocking scenario? Okay, so it can count, but in case if you are having issues with DMLs, you can think about this solution. Performing in chunks with committed transaction, with begin transaction, is always advisable for insert workloads. Okay. Yeah.
If the
statement, select statement have a like operator. How will it impact?
Like is like the query what you are asking here, right? Let me go. From where you got that like?
No, not here. Generally, when you're inserting,
This one. Or
yeah.
This is different. So this one is will it use index or not? It depends on whether you are using prefixing or postfix for the like. Okay, even if you have index for the purchase order number, that is a different story. I didn't get your question, Gopi, so that is not related to like at all. What I have shown.
Taking some two tables and I'm inserting into the third table with the like operator.
Okay, like that is different. Merge. Like there is one thing. What is that? Merge statement, right? Like checking that thing and this thing, and you are getting the contents out of those two tables, right? I got it. I got you. That is different. I am not talking about that scenario here.
Okay.
That is entirely different. So did you get the final thing here? Like how we came from 51 seconds to 3 seconds? What I have done to speed this up, what I have done is I just performed the insert in a transaction mode. Once I performed that, it came back. It went fine. Okay, so let's move on. Any questions? Everyone.
No, Vamsi, like what was the recommendation for the query hint? Sorry, for the inhibitions that you showed, right, Vamsi? Like
for that query, you know what? For that query, I don't have the answer, because if you watch that query properly, I don't have any user defined functions here apart from implicit conversions. Like I'm converting, this is not implicit, I'm explicitly converting. So I'm just thinking whether explicit conversion is preventing this from to go with parallel plan, because if the reason says, if you watch it carefully, it is saying T-SQL user defined functions, T-SQL user defined functions. Did I make use of any user defined functions here? No, I have only sum and cast. Those are the two inbuilt SQL functions. It's not user defined functions, but still it is not going to parallelism. So I have a question for myself, but definitely if I come to know about the answer, I will let you know. Okay, if you have user defined functions, definitely it will stop you from going to parallelism. Not just user defined functions, there are around 5 or 6 reasons. And I got this question way back in 2016 when I appeared for one of the interviews. I think in 2015 or 2016 when I went for one company, there I encountered this question, like why my plan is not going for parallelism. So this is not a new question. This is there from many years. Okay, let's move on. And I wanted to give one more thing with monitoring. Where is that monitoring? I wanted to compare two things here. Azure SQL, yeah, Azure SQL. So if I go here to the Azure SQL, I have to compare, guys. Sorry for that. In Azure SQL, anyways, we are going to start from next Monday. So we have plenty of options, right? Especially this part: performance overview, performance recommendation, query performance insight, automatic tuning. All these are related to performance, right? If I wanted to leverage the same functionality for MI, what should I do? I will let you know, but I'm just trying to show you the differences. On MI, I have all these 4 options: performance overview, performance recommendation. What is performance overview? So it gives you the top consuming queries and related weight stats, everything like that. And it will give you the recommendations if you have anything. So it is asking me to drop an index here, something related to this, or creating an index. And this is the query performance insight. This is one more thing, and automatic tuning. If you set this to on, it will drop the index, it will create the index. Never set this option in real time, guys. Drop index, not at all suggestible. You can think about force plan, that's okay. Create index, maybe, depends upon workload, but never with drop index. We don't know how the workloads are, so don't go with drop index. We'll talk about this, but these options are there only on Azure SQL. So if I wanted to leverage that functionality on MI, will I get that on MI? That is my question. Let's go to the MI first, and let's go to the databases. Do you think any such tabs over here for database? No. That is the first difference. And even if I go to the instance level, if I go to the monitoring, We don't have such setup here. Okay, so if I wanted to get something similar to that, I have to create workspace, log analytics workspace. Under that, you will find like what I'm showing, a small thing like the timeouts and the insights into the database. Okay, so I'll just give you a glance. So this is how it looks. We have to see write log here. Let's wait for it. Still, it is not appearing, but it is very small, right? Maybe that's the reason it is not appearing here. Timeouts, this is different. Wait logs. What is the time now for me? 5:40. As of now, it is not showing, but we have to wait. So there is a difference when it comes to monitoring on MI and Azure SQL. I just wanted to show you that part. We will not get the information with blockings here. I tried an enormous amount of blocking, but it's not coming here. And even the deadlock information is not coming here. Okay, only timeouts and errors are appearing over here inside the workspace. That is one difference what I noticed. And if you wanted to leverage all your monitoring from one place, you can do something called as Azure Monitor. Okay, so we have, if you see here, there is SQL preview. So once you register your server here under SQL preview, you have to do a few things. There are a few steps. I didn't do this. But once we configure here, everything, our VMs, our managed instance, our Azure SQLs, everything can be monitored from this place. This is the future, guys. So when you are appearing for interviews, or if you are going for Azure stuff in your real times, make sure that you are having some knowledge on this part. Monitor. It's still in preview, but it is highly recommendable, highly, because it's one place where I can get everything. What that is called as one-stop store, right? So it's something like this. Just keep this in your mind. Just wanted to talk one more thing about Azure SQL. Questions? Okay, let's delete this. Yeah.
Vamsi, there was the issue that we had, right, Vamsi, on Friday, that the on-prem was working and then Azure MI was not working. So what was the resolution for that, Vamsi?
I don't know. I didn't find that. I still.
So is it because of the course? I mean, I know a few people brought this point, right? Is it because of the types of core, like virtual core somebody mentioned, right? Is it because of the virtual core that Azure MI was using? Is it because of the type of the cores that the on-prem, like the laptop, your laptop was having?
That's what I am thinking. My laptop is using Intel Core i7 processor with 2.7 gigahertz, 2.7 gigahertz. But on MI, I think it is 2.4 gigahertz. That's what I read somewhere. So I am just thinking from that perspective. Maybe it could be because of lower speed on MI, like with the core what we have. Ideally, I'm not sure. I still need to check that part.
Okay.
And also the point is network and disk IO. That's
A network we tried. Even I tried that from mission itself with what is that, connect proxy and redirect. So it's not the case with that query. At least I can say.
Okay. And what about IO? Because I believe MI
yeah,
local.
that is select, right? Of course, even though it is remote, that is CPU bound query. So when in real time also, guys, there will be two types of workloads: CPU bound workloads and IO bound workloads. The workload what I have generated is CPU bound. It's not IO bound workload. So we can ignore IO bound for that query. Let's do one thing. So this is my Azure, guys, Azure SQL. For the first time, I'm showing Azure SQL. I'm going to run the same stuff again. Okay, so if I go with this basic DTU, okay, I'll just show you how it looks. It will run for ages, guys. It is not at all working. The workload what I've generated on this mission for Azure stuff. Let me show you that part. 24 hours, 7 days. It was not coming down. There is one more tab where I can show you that part. Azure, I think under monitoring, I guess. Okay, let me show from there. Workspace. So from workspace, I'm able to monitor Azure SQL and Azure MI both together. So this is my Azure SQL. So let's refresh this. I will take last 7 days or last 48 hours. So these are the stuff. So I got one deadlock. It is showing the deadlock information. It is showing the timeouts. It is showing the blocking. It is showing everything. Okay. So if you want, I can just generate one deadlock or blocking. Definitely it will pop up here. That is not a great thing. I wanted to show you one more thing. Let's run the same workload and see how bad it looks with the minimum DDUs. So my question here is, guys, how many of you worked on Azure SQL, that too with DDUs, not with the other stuff? We have two types of configurations in Azure SQL. One is DTU based and other one is VCore based. So how many of you worked in real time with DTUs? Anyone?
So Vamsi,
Yeah.
I worked previously with DTU, but later I have to change it to VCore model due to some performance issues.
Okay. So if I run with DTUs, guys, my question is, how will you understand whether it is CPU or IO or some other stuff? So how will you understand that stuff?
So DTU is basically comes up with the package, right, Vamsi? So like if you purchase,
See,
these
1 second, sorry to break you, Bharat.
Sure.
When it comes to VCores, I know that I have to pass on 4 VCores or 8 VCores for my workload, what I have generated. But in the similar fashion, if I wanted to get good workload with DTUs, what should I select here? Which one? Standard, premium? If I go to standard, which one? Like how many DTUs should I select here? That is my question. Here, if I go, I know I have to select 4 VCores or 8 VCores to speed this up. But if I go with DTUs, how many DTUs should I select?
There is a site, Vamsi, I don't remember in Microsoft, Microsoft recommends a site. Basically, in order to select the DTU configuration, you just have to enter your on-premise configuration there. So it will basically suggest. I'll have to check it and then.
Okay, no problem. So here, if I go with general purpose, I'm just changing this to 2 VCores. Someone has 1 VCore is equal to 125 DTUs. Okay. That means, let's say with 4 VCores, how much time will it take? 4 VCores. I wanted to test this out. 125 into 4 means 500, right? Yeah. So I'm giving 500 DTUs for the same workload, and let's see how much time, like what you said is right or not. Oh, it went to 400 by default. Why? Okay, it is increasing. Okay, it is performing the stuff. 400 DTUs is what it is showing. Let's give a try and let's run that workload once it gets changed. And guys, I am able to do this on the fly for Azure SQL, but for Azure MI, it will take so much time. Again, it will not happen at the very next moment. So if you are going with Azure MI, you have to get your resources upfront, not scaling up, because scaling will take time. Be careful with that part. Depends on the size. We can go with number of. So what should I do? Like 125 DTUs, or depends on the size. We can go with number of DPUs. I'm really confused with DTUs concept. Okay, let's wait for it. Once it gets completed, I will launch this workload and see how much time will it take. Are anyone using DTU workloads now? Even now, after introducing this VCore based models? As a DBA, will you recommend VCore or DTU?
VCore.
For lightweight applications, we are still using DTU.
Okay, in DTU, my biggest challenge is how will you analyze the workload? That is my question. I don't know. I will work on this part. And
Vamsi, there is one option there, right? Compare DTU options, something.
Compare DTU options. Okay,
Your
let me click on that.
DTU calculator is also there. Something.
She has just come. So, okay, it got changed. So let's run this and see how it looks. Okay, it got scaled now to 5. Let me refresh. Power BI, compute storage, 400. Now it is 400. 125. Someone said 125. Let's give a try and see how much time will it take. Copy. And let's check the wait stats. Not bad. Looks like 125 DTUs is good answer. 1 VCore is equivalent to 125 stuff. 20 threads, okay. It got completed. So your answer is right. Please go. 1 second, guys. So if for this workload, like CPU bound workload, what will be your setting? Like, will you go with DTUs size? Most of them said VCore. So inside, if I go with VCode, will you go with serverless or provisioned? Just a question.
For moderate workload, we can go with the provision, and this is what can say here.
Yeah, if I want to go with serverless for my workload, like as you can see, so if I go with the maximum 8 vCores and if I go with minimum 2 vCores, so only during this period I will if the query is getting executed, I will get the bill. Otherwise, it will be in past state, right? So definitely, I feel using serverless option is the best option when we go with Azure SQL. We don't have such provision for MI. Otherwise, I could have got the less bill. We have to go with defaults on MI. So definitely, I will highly recommend the serverless option for your workloads. What is your comment on that part? Just wanted to know, because I'm saying you upfront, I didn't work on Azure SQL at all. I'm again converting this and let's wait for it. Ready? Huh? I got one issue, guys, so I have to drop off. So any other questions, if you have, let me know.
No, I'm seeing nothing from my side.
Sorry, I was on mute. So yeah, we completed the scaling part from server, DT used to serverless, and I will just randomly run this workload, and it should complete fastly, like 30 seconds or whatever it is. So okay, so any questions on MI, guys? On a final note, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I need to delete my MI. Priya or any other, because someone is working on MI, they pinged me. So anyone wants to try only on MI, any stuff? Okay, fine then. So it took 38 seconds. So once we increase the course, definitely, even though I have set it to 2 VCores and 8 as maximum, definitely it will try to make use of 8. I can check that part from Query Store. I'll show you that part in Azure classes. MI, I'm done, guys. So I don't have anything with MI that I can show off for you. And I will catch you on next Monday. Not this week, because I'm preparing few demos for Azure SQL. I wanted to make my class interesting. So mostly on performance stuff. That's the reason. Okay, if no questions, I will wind it off then.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Vamsi.
Yeah, bye.